Welcome back to the update. I'm here with Student Government President John Woodard. We are going to talk about this past year in student government. Now, about a year ago, this time you were running for president under the ticket Unite LSU. One of the things I noticed this past fall was LSU students did seem united. But that was kind of when NEC was playing, and we were shouting out vulgarities that, related to certain parts I can't discuss on TV. When it comes to the student section, that it puts a bad image of us out there when stuff like that happens. Is there the Traditions Matter campaign that tried to stop that? Is there anything the student government president can do to clean us up a bit?
That's a discussion that we've had through and through, dating back to November and December. Really, when football season came around, this was the focal point of the season. How are we going to turn the student section around? How are we going to get them to kind of play within the rules? Obviously, we want the spirit, we want the cheering, but it's got to be within certain parameters. As far as my role and what I can do, we try to be very active of getting every interested and important party and stakeholder on campus involved in these efforts. Some of those have succeeded better than others, but me personally, I just got to lead by example and hopefully show the students that there is an alternative that puts us in a more positive light to the rest of the country.
See, it all comes down to individual students, so if you're watching this, don't say bad words, right? I think that's what
I guess that's the
we
gist.
can get from there. Another thing that has been brought up about LSU, this proposed tobacco ban that could be taking effect very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know student government had a vote, and it was against any sort of ban. What power does the student government have to keep legislation like that from taking place?
Well, I think we're prescribed by our board of supervisors, constitution and bylaws as the representatives of the student body. And it's our role to ensure that we need to act and vote that is in the best interest of the student body. And so our President Alexander and our administration is really taking that very seriously, and we look to hold them to what we voted on, and that is in the best interest of the students.
Okay. Now, when it comes to something like that, it sounds good, but if we're voting for something not to take place, and it does take place, does that will that sort of make students lose a bit of faith in student government?
Sure. There's a certain level of accountability and a level of respect for any organization. And any time you expect them to have a certain authority and it doesn't follow through, then sure, you lose a little faith, you lose a little bit of trust. We've been assured that what we stood for and what we voted upon will be held true, and we don't see the university taking action on the tobacco ban. Part of that, the smoke-free has got to happen. We're mandated by state law, but the tobacco ban, I think we're going to get what we voted for.
Okay. Coming up, we'll turn our focus to tonight's debate. What should the candidates be ready for? I'm not going to say. That's up to you. Stay tuned. Welcome back. All right, so before the break, we were talking about how to make a good impression on the debates.
That's right.
I think this purple jacket might do it. If you're a candidate, you might want to come and take this thing. I was trying to go LSU purple and gold with this gold lapel pin, purple and gold dots, but I mean, full jacket, that's hard to top. What else does a candidate have to do to make a good impression on the voters?
It's funny, the debate last year was my first time public speaking. It was really thrown into the fire. It was a learning experience for me. I know it will be the same for both of these candidates and these two tickets, and I know it's going to be a good yet I'm sure a nerve-wracking experience for them being on live camera for the first time.
Well, yes, exactly, and they have to deal with my sort of question asking.
Sure.
But for the first time for these candidates to be on television, what sort of advice would you give them to sort of calm their nerves a bit? Because live TV, it's anything can happen.
I think it's important to focus on, what are the important issues to you as a candidate? What are the things that your ticket, your campaign is focusing on? and really stick to those. Don't talk too much about things you're not quite as familiar or comfortable with. And if you focus on the issues that you are promoting and that you're touting that you want to accomplish, I think there will be a level of comfort that they will see, and they'll be confident for most of the debate, and I expect that.
Is there sort of a balance between showing your personality and showing your policy, and how can candidates be mindful of that balance?
Absolutely. I think I did a horrible job of balancing the two last year. I think I was so nervous, I was wound up, I was too focused on, I guess, the policy side, and you got to show your personality a little bit. You got to loosen up and enjoy it.
You got to wear the purple jacket.
You got to wear the purple jacket for TV. You're going to get one shot. But I think it's important for them to take this opportunity. It's the one time they'll get to enjoy this. Most college students don't get this opportunity. I think they'll enjoy it.
Okay. So personality, policy, balance. The role of the vice president. Now you're the president. You're vice presidential candidate Taylor Parks. What sort of role does the vice president have to make the president look good?
Oh, a huge one. I think the success that we've been able to have this year has been, really, we owe a ton of credit to Taylor. She's done a phenomenal job, particularly as I've served as a student member on the Board of Supervisors. Her role as vice president has become even more important as she's had to assume many of my roles and duties. So, I mean, they go hand in hand.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching. Remember, tonight, 7:30, Monday Night Debates. Hank Williams Jr. wrote a song about these things on Monday night. Or maybe that was something else, I forgot. Use the hashtag SGDebate2014 and follow LSU Tiger TV for all things debate. I'll be there. Pretty sure John will be too.
I'll be there.
Guess that makes you pretty uncool if you're not there. Until next week, go update yourself.